Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Paul, and on this channel I pretty much like to go over things that I'm curious about or have looked into because I've previously been curious about. And so with today's video, I kind of wanted to talk about the idea of selfish ambition that the scriptures talk about. And I've thought a lot about this for my sake because I guess you could say I tend to think bigger, maybe than normal. And so this video most likely is for you if you would consider yourself to have larger dreams, but you're not sure if they are selfish or, as the scriptures say, selfishly ambitious. And so this is a topic that I want to talk about in context of the scriptures and also give the opposing side on another type of selfish ambition a believer could have. So, with this idea, I've thought a lot about this because I simply don't want to go against the scriptures. I mean, it's pretty plain and clear when we think about that. We don't want to do something that the scriptures say not to do, right? So, I've thought a lot about this. I'm like, okay, is me wanting to do the various things, is that selfish? Is that sinful? I feel like these are normal questions that people ask themselves if they are wanting to honor God, but yet they notice some desires within themselves. Over and over and over again, I have asked myself this question. And for me, the response that I keep getting back is a lot of me would not actually want to, which maybe I'll say this in another video too, a lot of me would actually not want to do the work of how much is in my head. Like, it's a lot of work. And the more that I've come to realize the truth of that, here's what I'm going to present the flip side of the selfish ambition argument with big dreams. I've realized for myself, and this is where some of you guys may resonate, my selfish ambition is to actually not do those things. And this was a kind of aha moment for me when I realized my selfish ambition would be to do less than what's in my head. It totally changed the meaning of this verse for me, and here's why. If I do what's in my head, this means pretty darn long work days and continually helping people, moving other people's businesses forward around the clock. To me, I see that as a lot of service. That is a laying down of maybe some stuff that I would want to do in my own time and helping and serving. That's what's in my head. Now, I want to have more time for myself, not have my schedule fully packed, maybe chill, read a little bit more. And you know what? It's crazy the more that I've thought about this verse, because I think we only think, because whenever we say ambition, we tend to think of ambition in terms of people who dream great things and want to do huge things, and understandably so. That's how we tend to use it in context. But it's also just a desire of a selfish state. A desire of a selfish state. And so for me, when I realize if I do the things that are in my head, it's actually laying down my desires and doing what I've come to feel like is God putting those things in my head, compared to those things being selfishly motivated. So, for you, if you see yourself having larger dreams, okay, and you are caught between, is this selfish? Am I doing this because I want X, Y, and Z? Those are necessary questions. But also, maybe this will help get you started. Understand, by you not doing those things, one, it could just be because of fear, which we're not supposed to live in fear anyway, so that's an easy one. If it's because of fear, okay, well then get moving. But two, if you're like myself, where you just don't want to do that much per se, realize you actually listening to that one and using the Bible to justify not doing big things that God may have put in your heart, that's actually your selfish ambition. That totally changed my perspective. Now, for a lot of people who maybe they're called to more of a helper's type of a role in whatever form that looks like, maybe for you, this verse does imply, if you're thinking about doing those big things because you want the cars, you want the fame, you want, whatever else, maybe this verse applies as it's typically understood. But for the dreamer and for the person who realizes that this is not for reasons other than serving or other than a mission that furthers the kingdom in some way, shape, or form, by you not doing those things, if it's not from fear and it's just from, I just don't want to do them, your version of selfish ambition is inverted compared to most people. But understand, when you're not doing those things that God placed in your heart, you still could be falling victim to what the Bible references in terms of that selfish ambition, because you're doing what you want. You're doing what you desire over what God has called you to do. So for me, that was a very, very, very interesting flip when I kind of had that epiphany going, wow, it would be so easy to justify doing less from the scriptures. I could justify it. Yet for me, it would be wrong. And I have a feeling there's probably a few other people in my boat who are in the Christian realm who maybe feel that, you've tested it out, God wants you to do things, and you're using the Bible to justify doing less. I want to live a quiet and peaceful life, live a humble life, not do anything to make a name for myself, live a quiet, humble, peaceful life, just serve my community. Well, if God's called you to do bigger things, I think you need to obey him. So just keeping that in mind next time you think about this verse. Again, this video is probably more for the big thinkers, but not necessarily the people who are doing it because of what comes with it, but are doing it because of the service and what's involved with that. So with that being said, let me know if this was a different perspective on the selfish ambition that you have read about in the scriptures. And if this just offered you, just that kind of different perspective, or maybe if this helped at all. Or frankly, if you disagree with me, I would love to hear that too. So let me know all that down in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next one.